Good evening, Mona. So lovely to see you.
Same here, Pankaj.
Known
Good
you
evening.
forever. How many years in the industry now?
About 38 years.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
38 years and now
Absolutely.
finally you're on ChromeTalkies.
Absolutely. And you
How
weren't
does that
born,
feel?
of course.
I wasn't born. Thank you for
Absolutely.
reinforcing this fact.
Yes.
Definitely not born.
Yes.
Yeah. But 38 is a long time in the
Yeah,
industry.
yeah. I'm still loving it.
Beautiful, yeah. And you have a long way to go.
Yes, absolutely. Till the
So
time.
nice, so nice. So good to have you. And I see Mr. Abhay Ojha right in front of us. You mind joining us, Mr. Ojha? So love you get a chair for Abhay. This is so cool. Good to see you guys together. I just love the vibrant culture that you guys have, all of you. Happy and smiling and working and lot of action.
And
happening.
fighting all the time.
And fighting all the time?
All the time.
All the time fighting.
Yes.
with
Oh,
each
good.
other. But fighting is good. It's all constructive fighting, right?
Exactly. As I said that we don't maintain the hierarchy. Everybody is equal here. We talk. We have one place here. We call it think tank.
Yeah.
So whereas everybody comes with
That's
the idea,
where we go and fight.
Whoever there we go and fight
When
for
we want
ideas.
to fight, we go to think tank.
Brilliant. Yeah, I just love this energy. And finally, you know what? I see something good looking
No, we have
between
Sourabh.
the three of us as well. We got Sourabh as well.
Come on.
Sourabh! Aja. Sit,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
So,
you. I
how are
was
you
just
finding
hearing
it
about
at
think
G?
tank.
Yeah.
Actually, think tank we should call as a mithai tank because
Yeah.
we get there, we get boxes of sweets and chocolates and
Wow.
all sorts of sweets.
There's forever
That is
food
so
there.
cool, yeah. That is
Yes.
so cool. And this happens like every day on a thing.
Every
like a mithai
day.
going on.
Every day.
So
See,
technically,
both of us are putting on weight. He doesn't. He cannot put on weight.
I can't
I'm
afford
not
to.
allowed to put on weight.
But still, he eats very lot of sweets, huh? But
Wow.
but a lot. I'll tell you what. I don't know how he managed it, but he's eating sweets every day, morning in the evening, both the time. But still, he's maintaining.
Yeah.
But you got to work out, right? You're
Yes,
regular
I
at
do
gym.
that. I go in
Brilliant.
the morning.
Is it only gym or you doing yoga as well?
Gym as of now.
Pilates, only hardcore. You do weight training and cardio?
Cardio, gym, both
So
together.
kitna karta hai? How often? Like you every day?
5 times a week.
Very good, yeah.
But he got a good metabolism.
No,
Come on,
Abhay,
Pankaj.
he was talking to you. I was only asking him.
No. Actually, Pankaj, the thing is that
Because I've been watching him all the time.
No. I'm good with behind the camera. That's good.
And
you know,
before I
something-
forget about behind the camera, let me tell you, we'll put the names in descending order. So we'll start with Mona's name first.
Yes.
Then we'll put Abhay. Then we'll put Sourabh. And then please put my name in the end. Descending order of age.
No. That's a cheating, Pankaj. I think the last name
No,
is
we can do
Sourabh.
the descending height wise also. No, then I'll be the first.
Chalo, let's get
that's
to
good.
business. How does it feel? How's the show doing DNA?
You tell me
I
how
think-
it's
I think
doing.
I'm
I
hearing
think
good things about it. That's why we are chatting about it. Let
Pankaj,
Abhay, you tell me
you-
advertising sales. You see any traction in the market?
Absolutely, Pankaj. While we're not in Bark, but I do have data. And data
Okay.
comes from you. You
Yeah.
know that. So do you want to kind of quote some of it?
Sure, please
Yeah?
go ahead.
Okay, if you allow me. So June, on an average, we were 57 million, top 5. In top 5 is channel ranking. 27th week, we were 31.4 million concurrent viewers, top 3. Week 28, we were 30.5 million, top 4. And then we had DNA. The moment DNA came on air, we went to 36.3 million. We
That's
became
the top 2,
3.
I believe. Yeah,
So
it says top 3. I know it's
top
among
3,
the
but
top
it's actually
2.
top 2.
Yeah,
Week
that's-
30, the second week itself, we went by 5 million more. So it's actually doing fantastically well for
By
us.
the way, this is the real data. This is not the Bark data. This is the real
No,
data.
this is
Pankaj,
the
you know.
real
I
Chrome.
would never disagree with that because it comes from the company that I work for.
This is the
So,
real Chrome data.
I completely
This is
agree
real
with you.
Chrome data.
I completely agree with you.
And the resonance in the market is humongous. The clients probably who weren't even talking to me, they are calling me up. They may not buy the deal with me for DNA, but they all come back to me, they give a great feedback on Sourabh. I think that's good news for us, a refreshing
That's
news
really
for
very
us.
good things,
Yes.
especially-
Whose decision was it to get a face, a non-news face in the news industry at
team
prime
decision.
time? It's a team decision.
It's a team decision.
Well,
That's so humble and nice
what
of you
I'll
to
tell
say
you-
that.
actually, it was proposed. No, okay, may I answer
please,
that
please.
if I can? I joined about 5 months ago here, and I think the first conversation that I had with Abhay was on this. I think let's kind of give you credit. Abhay, it was his idea, but all of us kind of bought into it. So Raniji is not here with us right now, who's our editor, but we all kind of.
But
yeah.
Mona, let me tell you one thing. It's
Yeah.
all about team. First of all, that if I think something that we need to have somebody who is completely different, who is not the journalist, not coming from any baggages, completely different. Whereas a person like Sourabh is a good orator. I mean, I've seen his speech, not the Mahabharata speech, but yes, other than Mahabharata, there are a lot of events where I've seen Sourabh, where Sourabh's the way he connects the audience, the way he connects the viewers, which is amazing. So the idea was first that that if suppose if I as a CEO, if I want to do something, first of all my editor should be convinced that okay, because it's an orthodox traditional news method is going on years and years and years, whereas that the belief was that only a top journalist or somebody can handle the DNA. But that was the myth, because it's a basically a Vishleshan program, analysis program.
And also the salesperson has to kind of agree to it, because they have to monetize it.
First, I was coming to you. I was coming. Pankaj, hear me out. First, I was coming to Mona also, but
Mona gets all the sona for the company.
Yeah, Mona
right, no, not really.
Right. Let me ask. Let it come from the horse's mouth. News तो सभी बताते हैं Saurabh. Everyone is saying news, right? You, since you are new to the news industry, what in your view makes a difference? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? How do you resonate with people? What is it in the news?
I think what makes a difference is somebody completely out from the news industry, but still having a point of view, still knowing what is in the hearts of common man. So that is why the tagline which we had in the promo also, कि जनता का किस्सा जनता का हिस्सा बोलेगा. So that I think connects with the audience, because we believe it or we may not believe it, लेकिन जो न्यूज़ से होते हैं बहुत से, उनके perceptions होते हैं खुद सारी चीज़ों को लेके, आसपास की चीज़ों को लेके. लेकिन मेरे लिए ओवरऑल एकदम बेसिक चीजें थी जो कॉमन मैन की होती हैं. तो आई थिंक आई ब्रिंग दैट ऑन द टेबल दैट कनेक्ट्स विद द कॉमन मैन.
एंड यू थिंक यू आर कनेक्टिंग विद द
But
कॉमन मैन? Do you feel that?
Yes, I do feel
Pankaj,
that.
I have to give you, I had a meeting with one of the very big clients in the country, and in fact, what you're saying, Saurabh, really resonates, and actually kind of, he said that, he says it almost appears that you're talking about सबकी बात, आप लोगों की बात बता रहे हो. Everybody is talking about political point of views, for some news चलती है हर channel के ऊपर, but this particular program, this particular content is very much reflection of कि आप लोगों masses की बात रख रहे हो आगे, simple चीजें बात कर रहे हो, which is something which is really resonating and really making people very happy.
I'll give you one example about DNA.
Before that, we did a research. Yeah, sorry.
I'll give you one example. For example, जनता की बात चल रही है यहाँ पे. As Saurabh said rightly that he comes from no baggage, whereas that he is trying to connect as an Aam Aadmi to the news, right? So even in Sansad, the Tamatar Mudda was not there with Vipaksh. They were talking about Manipur or other Mudda. But in DNA, we got Tamatar ka Mudda. 250 rupees kilo Tamatar, can you imagine?
But farak pada, did you make an impact?
Yes, it is. It was viral everywhere. And people were talking, and I've seen my Twitter line and other social media, whereas people were talking about, at least you guys are talking about the real issues. Even the lawmaker is not talking about the real issues, and you guys are talking about the real issues. That's what it connects with the common man.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah. So, what is the future of news? Because there's so many channels, 300 channels. We did a research where we did it, so I don't want to name the brand, it's a competitor brand. And what came out in that research, everyone is saying news at different points of time during the day. Someone or the other breaks the same news in different formats. But what really makes a difference, now, Saurabh, you should also know that, is how well you communicate that.
The narrative
right?
becomes very
It is the story.
Let me take this
one,
telling
how
it.
well you communicate it.
Yeah.
So it is the art of telling a story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How well you communicate with the audience. 2, it is the anchor.
Yeah.
Is the anchor credible?
Absolutely.
Right. These are the 2 things that make a difference.
This is what
and analytics, as you said.
I'll just take this question. Saurabh, when we talk about that, especially DNA, which is we are bang with. Back with the bang.
Back with the bang. I read about those articles. You did some lovely articles.
Back
with the bang.
Back with the bang.
So, see, I'll tell you what, when we talk about DNA, when we talk about that, the news, how the news is making difference. Everybody has the same news. Whether it is political news or general news, it's about the analysis. It's about the, Vishleshan of the news. So, we've got a team of 18 people. Every day, in a day part, they pick up the news for the common man, and they do all analysis. The authentic analysis, the proper sources, from proper sources, they create the story, and we have the input from our show host, which is Saurabh. Sure. So, in fact, I tell you what, when Saurabh came on the board, it was not like just the show host came and he was just going there and just reading the news. No.
Sure.
He was also involved. He was also suggesting that what is exactly the common man wants.
Sure.
एक आम जनता को क्या चाहिए? as a common man, because he is not from the news industry.
Sure.
You know, maybe people or journalists, many other things from the news industry, sometimes you are doing continuously something, then you get sometimes biased or maybe prejudiced, or maybe sometimes you forget actually what is, you know, everything in your mind that, okay, whatever I am thinking, it's right. But, you know, we are in the news business. News actually consumed by the viewers, by normal people, aam admi.
Correct. So let's talk to someone who brings in the money.
News.
News is live, right? News and sports are two genres that will last
Absolutely.
for a long, long time.
Yes.
Right, with the advent of OTT. Are you monetizing this? Are you being able to monetize all the great new content that you guys are working on? Do you have numbers or anything you want to share or something? I was trying to give you a cue, but you didn't take it, so anyway, continue. It's okay. Let that go. That's fine.
No, the numbers, you know, I have to just kind of say one thing, you know, are we monetizing? Yes, you know, any good content, you know, like Abhay said, that we are in the news making business.
So I'll tell you
any
where I'm
good
coming from. Many a times you speak, there is a currency in the trade,
Yeah.
which you guys are not part of.
Absolutely.
For whatever reasons, right? So that is an uphill task to sell without it, right? So how do you manage that?
So we are.
Abhay says it's content. If you've got good
Yeah,
content,
yeah,
content
yeah.
speaks for itself.
So the reality,
everything follows.
So, you know, the reality of life is we have a lot of alternate data that we have with us. Even the clients, for instance, they get a lot of feedback from their, you know, their databases or, you know, on the ground that, you know, we are getting watched. The funny thing is, you know, that because we are not in a particular currency or measured by them, everybody kind of acknowledges the fact that we are a very huge legacy network. I think we're putting some fantastic content. DNA is getting huge amount of, you know, response from the advertisers, the viewers, the consumers. We do have a lot of data coming in from source like Chrome, and the data is actually live data, which people can kind of see it on your dashboard.
Sure.
For instance, I want to give you one example. Today's data, say on Z Business. Now, my business channel is the topmost channel. We all know that. The client acknowledges it. It's a trade channel, so therefore they get a very direct feedback. Even the number that you are kind of quoting here says that we had 18266 concurrent viewers, which is making us a market leader. Absolutely. The second one also I want to kind of give you. Vion is a smaller niche channel. It belongs to the English genre. It's a fabulous content. Any advertiser, marketer, CXO, CEO level, whoever I speak to, they all kind of rave about it, okay? Everybody watches Vion. And even on your database, it says that we actually had a concurrent viewership of 3817 people, and we were market leaders at that point in time, at 6 a.m. in the morning to 12.
Across all devices, connected
Exactly.
devices, mobile
so they
phones,
said, yeah, they said, absolutely. And having said that, before we went to a BARC, Vion was actually not bought on BARC at all or data at all. It was completely perception channel. People say we're buying it because a certain kind of audience watches it. But now we are not in BARC, so there is one rule for the entire network. So fair enough, yes, Vion is a perception channel, reaches out to very exclusive audiences, but you are not in BARC, therefore we are not going to take it.
Being an exclusive channel, Vion, you would obviously attract upmarket audiences, right?
Yes, we do.
So when I was part of National Geographic, we never had numbers.
Yeah.
We were practically 0.00 something, right? National Geographic, again, same thing. Yeah. But the brand was so strong. Now that we've bored the hell out of Sourabh with numbers.
Sorry.
He's giving us dirty
I can
looks.
go on and on.
That's
my pain point
I'm trying to understand the business aspect of it completely. But what I understand is what I think can summarize it, that content is basically the investment, right? I think whatever that we put in, what people see, what they actually see ultimately is only going to grow with what the content is.
Absolutely, it's about the content. If you've got the content right, everything else follows. That's what Abhay also believes. On content, that reminds me, Abhay, now that you've got both editorial and advertising, you've got editorial representing editorial, and you've got advertising sales. इन दोनों के बीच में लड़ाई हो जाए कि वो तो कह रहा है कि पैसा दे रहा है और वो तो कह रहा है story बहुत अच्छी है. So will you carry the story or will you get the money when there's a conflict?
You know, there is a conflict, but yes, we are in the news business. First, we are in the content business. If content is good, the business will come back.
But if the content is against some kind of an advertiser, वो कहेगा I'll pull the plug.
That's okay. We'll come back because the content is good.
Yeah.
Again, when the content is good,
that I completely agree with. If the content is consistently good, you will have the advertiser.
कि इसको मत करो, ये मत करो, editorial is going to impact my business.
No, never ever.
Never ever.
We are, as I said, that we don't have a hierarchy system right now, although it is on paper.
Do you have this cabin culture where people have to approach your EA?
Not at all.
Your EA will approach your EA, and then your EA's EA will approach her EA, and then you'll fix a meeting sometime in Christmas.
For example, I don't have a phone right now. I'll tell you my meeting. So it's absolutely free. My meeting calendar is always free. Whoever wants to meet me, they just come and walk in my cabin. And at a time, sometimes, many times it's happened that I am conducting 3-4 meetings. Okay, go ahead. We take a quick decision. It's something like...
the network is very entrepreneurial. it allows you to actually kind of contribute.
Let me ask
in
you a direct question.
Yeah.
Please choose not to answer it.
Yeah.
Does Subhash ji empower you to take your own decisions?
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yes,
he
of
involved?
course, 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Does everything go back to him?
No.
Not at all.
It's you guys take a call.
Not at
So
all.
today, if you want to
I
change
tell
the
you
look,
what, we as a team take a call.
If you get a market feedback and you want to change the look and feel of DNA and give it a different kind of a feel,
First of all,
can you
let me
three
tell
take a call and do that?
Let me tell you, we just changed the DNA look and feel and the film also.
Does the call reside between the three of you?
No, let me tell you one thing. I think Sourabh is also aware about it. We shot the film. This is one of the best advertising ad film shot in the news channel, till now. We shot it, everything, it was going on air. 10 minutes before I told him, sir, this is going on air. And he said he liked it. He said, okay, go ahead.
But you went for an approval.
No, I didn't went for an approval. I said, it's
were
going on
showing
air.
it.
And so it's
I
like
said,
an FII kind
so
of a
that
thing.
is the kind of power, that is the kind of, he empowered people. In fact, for editorial, I have never ever seen that, he came and said that, ye news क्यों चला रहे हो भैया, ये क्यों चला रहे हो? He said that do whatever you want to. You guys are, capable, you understand what is right, what is wrong.
The reason why you are here is because of that. I think empowers you completely, contrary to belief, that he empowers each one of us equally.
Equally.
He never asks any questions. In fact, we are the ones who keep going and telling me, "Khud karo na apne aap."
That is so nice to hear.
Yeah.
So
nice-
I mean,
so
I
nice
think
to hear.
when I tell you what I worked with him way back when I was in Z earlier, also Z Entertainment also, and today I'm directly working. I'm directly reporting to him. I mean, so I can just tell you the difference which earlier and today. I used to have a perception. He's a big man. He's a kind of.
No, I've seen you guys chat with each other. It's like amazing.
So
you don't have to validate that to me, and I've heard enough
it's
from
like
Mona.
it's always like I can call him anytime. He can, and whenever he talks, he just I'll tell you how he's empowering, giving the empowerment to us. Whenever he calls, he said, "Can we talk?"
Yeah.
First question, first thing.
Yes.
Are you
No,
in
he
a
messages
meeting?
first
Are you
and
in a
said, "Can I-"
meeting?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're free, just call me. This
so
is
nice
the
and humble.
conversation.
Yes. He
This is
always
the first
messages saying,
conversation.
"Mona, can you please call me?" In fact, I want to kind of
Same
maybe
thing,
I don't know.
yeah.
I went my first interaction when I was coming back to Z, because even I was shooting Z earlier, and therefore I have interacted with him earlier. But this time he says, "तुम retire कब करोगे?" तो मैंने कहा, "Hello, आप कैसी बात कर रहे हो मेरे से? आप मुझसे पूछ रहे हो, आप कब retire
He is
करोगे?"
himself is not retired.
आप कब retire? He said, "Oh, that is मेरे से mistake हो गया. I
That is
should
so
have
nice.
asked
So
you a
when
question."
you
So good to-
have this kind of thing.
So good to hear. But what I genuinely like, I see the energy on this floor between the three of you,
Yes.
right? There is no hierarchy. It is so beautiful the way you guys are chatting. What are your plans for DNA, yaar? आगे क्या कुछ सोचा है? You're enjoying it, like, is it moving from
I think
fiction
you spoke
to
about Subhash
non-fiction?
ji. When I met him, the first thing he told me that you just got to enjoy it. Will you enjoy it? Will you be able to do that since you're coming from the other field? I said, I'm going to take as it comes, but I can already feel because I'm part of the group and the teams already. So I said, I'm enjoying it already. So he said, go ahead, just do your best. So I would just say that plan further is going to be as it comes, because every day we are learning, every day we are sitting with the team, we are collectively thinking what better we can do. So I think it is going to
Let
be
me
that
ask
way.
you an extreme question, right? And you'll have a personal view on it. I have seen some great brands getting built with the anchors or the drivers of the show actually working with the revenue teams. The biggest example was KBC. Mr. Bachchan was involved directly or indirectly in advertising sales pitches, right? Tomorrow, if you have a major client, would you be willing to go with her to meet that client with her?
Yes, I would.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
Brilliant.
See?
That's what matters. That's
So
what
this
matters.
is called synergy. This is called the first let me tell you one thing.
In fact,
about
he has given us few ideas also.
and he has given a good ideas also.
I have given you a lot of ideas, must say. I'm supposed to.
Pankaj,
I need to hear those ideas.
Some checks.
I need to hear those ideas.
Always wants to take credit. This is all yours.
You speak. Sorry.
So Pankaj,
Speak.
No, credit is all yours, Pankaj. We absolutely.
But the good part is whenever
No,
Sourabh
I
is
talk to
around-
every. No, I mean, I have to say that I talk to him almost every morning.
No, but I
and I
think-
take a lot of advice from you also.
But
And
I
likewise.
should give you the credit as well. I love the fact that you're obviously much more senior than all of us in the industry.
Yeah, in
but
fact,
you're hugely receptive.
much before
which makes a huge difference.
I always call her Bhishma Pitamahi of the industry. So she's the Bhishma Pitamahi of the industry. Pitamahi. That's the right word,
As long
in the
as you are throwing
industry.
the arrows.
Do I look very old or something?
No,
No, no, no,
not
no.
at all.
So
Not at
see,
all.
How old am I?
Mona,
How old am I?
I would
Yes.
say in the early 40s. or something.
Thank you very
you're
much.
not-
Yes,
you're
I am.
Oh, we
Because she said
should
she
never
started-
number
she,
it.
she said that she's been in the industry for 38 years. So
वो
child artist
calculate-
शुरू किया होगा. As a child artist, she would have started at about 4 or 5. So 40 to 45, something like that.
तभी किया था मैंने.
Acha, you were saying something about Sourabh. You were cut this time. Say no.
No, please carry on. You are praising and then I cut him and you were like, क्यों cut
Sorry,
किया?
And then she got him.
No, actually what I tell you what, the good part, when we have a conversation, any conversation, he's very actively involved.
Right.
And the way he's involved, everybody.
Sometimes painfully.
No, you're referring to which as Subhash ji or Saurabh?
Saurabh. So actually, you know what, the good part is that the energy all the time, even if you agree to disagree. So that kind of culture what we built over a period of time here.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody is having freedom to talk about,
Yeah.
to have an opinion,
Yeah.
saying that, I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
That is something which we created. And when Saurabh came, initially everybody has this, Saurabh is a television star, he's a big name and everybody, follow him, he's actually each and every household's name. I get a call early in the morning, he said that, sir, आप जी न्यूज़ में हो ना? मैंने हाँ जी मैं जी न्यूज़ में, और लिंक्डइन से मेरा नंबर उठा के बोला, सर वो आपके जो डीएनए पे जो भगवान कृष्ण आते हैं ना, मेरे को उनसे मिलने आना है, फोटो खिंचाना है. I said उनका बॉम्बे में शूट होता है. That's what it is.
You did a
भगवान
mistake-
कृष्णा
you did a-
भाई
you did-
एंकर कृष्णा कृष्णा तो
Pankaj,
मेरा नाम है.
Pankaj, you did a mistake asking whether he'll come for a sales pitch with me. अब मैं बता रही हूँ, सब clients मुझे कहेंगे कि तभी deal sign होगी. और सौरभ आएगा.
It's okay. I think it's a
Without
collective
Saurabh,
call.
deal नहीं sign होने वाली मेरी.
Yeah, but I,
you've been ready
Mona,
for
I
it,
don't want to
sir.
name. I don't want to name an anchor. He runs a huge network, and they're hugely successful. And the very fact is, I personally know him. He's been on the road, and people go for these pitches, getting the channel up, distribution. It's a hugely competitive market.
Yeah, I'm aware of
And I think the
that.
fact
And I
is,
know whom you're
he's been in
talking about.
distribution. He's run businesses. He's been in social media companies. But the fact is, it takes a cohesive effort of people together. You can't operate in silos saying that, listen, I'm only going to be reading out the news or I'm only going to be selling. You all work together, which seems to be pretty evident in
We are
your
in
case.
tremendous
I'll tell
pressure,
you,
Pankaj, but I can tell you one thing, that not a single day happens when I don't want to come to the office. I
Wow.
don't have the energies to kind of work.
And you come all the way from Gurgaon.
I come all the
You
way
are
from
killing
Gurgaon.
the carbon footprint.
No, actually, no, Pankaj, and actually, she's not coming from Gurgaon. Rajneesh and Mona goes Gurgaon just for a sleep.
For sleeping. Because all the time you're here only.
So their life is here only.
Yeah.
So it's a very clear.
You must be doing a lot of Delhi Bombay.
Yes, I do.
Practically.
On the weekends, yes.
You also do a lot of Delhi Bombay.
No, not actually.
He's not able to.
I love Noida.
Brilliant, yeah. Good to
This
hear
is
that.
a positive way to saying that I love this.
Lovely to hear that. I think we had a fantastic chat. My take on the fact is what I think all of you resonate. You're in the business of news. Your biggest investment is news. Your biggest investment is content. Correct. And it's a cohesive effort of people working together. Editorial is not about only being editorial, work together as a team. Ad sales, train your team on
There's
numbers.
one thing, if I can use the forum of this program, is to all the advertisers. I have been saying that individually to them when I go and meet them, is that I know currency is important, measurement is important, but I think it's very, very important for them to also give respect to the content and the kind of things that we're doing at the network. We are not stopping.
If I may give you an advice, tell them to go live. Just Google Hindi News Live, right? And you'll have a lot of answers.
Yeah.
Digital is census.
Yeah.
And there is nothing, there is no sample in the world, including my sample, that could ever beat a census based, right?
Yeah.
There are enough tools online which indicate. You
And
cannot
news-
be a hero here
Yeah.
and be a zero there, right?
You know,
That cannot
news
happen.
was, I've been in media planning for years together, and I've been planning for a lot of these oriented brands. I bought a lot of news. Rating was, yes, there. It was hygiene. Distribution was critical. The content was very, very important. What kind of neighborhood, proximity, what kind of content place that you were in was very critical. So there were a lot of qualitative parameters as to why people were on a particular news channel. I think that's really completely gone down under. People are just looking at a particular number. It's just a number. Nobody's looking beyond the number. Sure. News genre has to be watched or bought or assessed basis other parameters also, just the TRP number.
I completely agree with you. I couldn't agree more with you. The fact is, when you get eventually into TRPs, you lead into this dilemma called dumbing down, right? Because you want to please everyone, which is not the right thing to do. But having said that,
I think
he wants to have the last word.
I just want to have the last word. Is that?
No, I'll have the last word after you.
Okay, you have a last word. No, I'll just say that
You want to have the last word?
No. That's okay. Anyone is it. I just want to say that Mona needs a visa to go to the Gurgaon for sleep.
Yeah, she needs to be.
And that
Anyway,
is
so
what-
my thing is, all great. I had fun chatting with each one of you. I laughed it out. I learned a
you.
lot in these chats. Thank you for being part of Chrome Talkies. To all three of you, Saurabh, resonate with your audiences. As long as you relate to them, they will listen to you. Be truthful to what you say. Speak out from your heart.
Yeah.
If you believe in something that's true, expose it to the world. That's what news is about, and that's how you will go down a long way, right? Mona, you're already doing it. Number sell. Right, going to people saying the target pura karna will never work, right? And the fact is working as a team.
Absolutely.
You obviously have the biggest challenge of a huge team, yet you have the biggest opportunity, Abhay.
Yes.
You've got a new team which is all cohesive. They are all cohesive. They work together.
Correct.
They're receptive, right? Keep the team bonded. Keep the doors open, and you see
It's
magic
absolutely
happening.
open. Let me tell you one thing. For example, when I was telling about Saurabh.
He had to have the last one.
I
I will have to repeat this now.
You can repeat it. I'll tell you what.
Again,
you know, in the
बोलेगा,
entire
फिर
system,
बोलेगा,
nobody
फिर
treated me
बोलेगा,
like a
फिर
CEO. You know, people just walk in and said, my cabin said, "Sir, कुछ मीठा है क्या?" You know, the same way with Saurabh, nobody feel that we have a big celebrity in the system. Everybody feel that we got a good team here.
Sure.
That's what I want to say. This.
Absolutely. Thank you all for being part of Chrome Talkies. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
it was
Thank you.
lovely having you all over.
Cheers.
God bless. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.